Yo, welcome back. So now we got level 1, sort of. I mean, it still needs some tweaking, but we got to the end and we need to change to level 2. So let me show you how we do that. And first of all, let me change my microphone a little bit. Oh my god, early in the morning. Everything seems different. Right. So to change level, we need some sort of door mechanism, right? We need to collide with a door, and then that's it. We change to the next level. So to do that, we're going to create one more object. Add a new object. We're just going to make a simple sprite. Now, just a simple color, something we can say that it's a door. Or let's call it a portal. We're going to create this into a portal later. Like the same way we fixed the tiles up, we're going to make a cool portal. But for now, we're just going to create Episcol. Let us pick a color. This doesn't matter what the color is. So just make it white. White. Oh my god, this does not matter. Why are you? Let's make it orange. Just because it's a nice color. And let's make this into 96 by 96. Let's make sure both of these are selected. 9696. Press enter. Press save. And we got a door. So now, press apply. We got a door or portal. I'm gonna drag and drop. Let's make this a bit bigger. So the way I'm imagining this, and this is how level design works. You imagine it, you know? You don't try to thesis it. You don't try to write it down or whatever. You imagine it. I think that's one of the issues with games these days is just you go to school to learn how to make a game and then you apply it. It's just play the damn game. Is it fun? Good. Then it's a good game. Is it not fun? Then it's a bad game. Make it something else. You know? So there we go. We have a room to finish, and I put the door at the end because I'm imagining a portal, right? There's a portal there, and we get here, we jumped on the portal, and we go whoosh onto level 2. So now we got a door. And before we can portal, I keep calling it door. Before we go any further, we need to make level 2. So let's go here on the scenes. And first thing is we're going to make this from untitled scene, and we're finally going to give it a name. Click rename, and we're going to call it level 01. Press enter. There we go. We finally have a level. Now it shows up here. Level 01 and level 01 events. We should have done this from the very beginning, but whatever. So how do we make level 2? We go here. Where are we at? Right. Scenes. And we're going to create a new scene. We're just going to press the plus. And we're going to call this level 02. Press enter. Select. And now we've created a new scene. Look at that. It's like we just started making a new project. It's completely empty. It's bright. It's killing my eyes. It's like, I feel like a vampire. It's too bright. Right. So let's fix this up. First things first, let's make this black. And now we got level 2. So we need to change to this scene. So we go into the portal and we go here. But if you notice, there's a couple of issues. 1, our layers are gone. 2, our objects are gone. Uh-oh. That's because we need to make our objects into global objects. Because right now, they're scene objects, meaning they only exist for this scene. And if you wanna use the objects in more than one scene, you need to make them global. So that way it'll be for every scene. So how do we do this? It's quite simple. It's boring, but simple. You click here to open up the global objects right at the top. And then you grab your object, you drag it up. Once the line shows up, you let go. This thing pops up saying like, do you want to make this into a global object? There is no turning back. It's like, why would I want to turn back? um, press OK. I just pressed enter. There you go. Player is now a global object. And if you go to level 2, player should now be under here. There you go. There's our player. So now we need to do the exact same thing for all the items. I know it's tedious, but oh well. You gotta do it. So you put it there. Does it start on okay? So yeah. So we just move it on up. Press enter. And move it on up. Press enter. 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 And so on and so on. And I know. It's a bit tedious, but it's okay. You only need to do this once. And after you do this, then it's every time you make a new object, you just put it on here. And that way you'll never need to do like a bunch of objects at once. Sorry. So every time you create a new object now, you just instantly put it here. That way you don't pile up the work. And just like that. Da, 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 da. We're moving on up. I just get the weirdest things. Right, so now, since we're doing this, we might as well tidy up the house. So I'm going to select player so that I create something around him. And here on the side, we have this neat little folder, right? We're going to create. We're going to create a folder. Press it. And this thing shows up. New folder. And we're going to call it player stuff. Press enter. Going to grab the player, drag it on there. Now we can close the folder and open. Right? It's so we can keep things neatly placed, right? Organized. That's the word. Let's call this one tiles. So as you get more and more and more objects, and as your game gets bigger, it will get more and more objects. You know, it starts getting annoying to be like, oh, where's my object? Oh, is it down here? Is it up there? Right now, you can do that because it's just one list. But if you see like a big project with a bunch of them, then it's good for like, oh, I want a tile. Let me go to tiles. Oh, there's the tiles. You know? So we got player stuff. We got tiles. Let's do one for enemies. Enemies. And place the enemy there. Spring, we're going to call it a tile. A bullet is going to be player stuff. Go right, go left. This is part of tiles. Oh, but it's also part of enemies. Dun, dun, dun. So let's call these markers. Because they're just simple shapes with colors, right? So let's call them markers. Because they're holding a mark for the enemies to go left, go right, go up, go down. There we go. Hard pickup. or health pickup. Let's call it player stuff. UI coin. This is UI stuff. So let's call it UI stuff. Just like that. Do the coin. Energy pickup. Player stuff. We could do it like field items. Because now there's a coin, right? You know what? For the sake of saving time, let's put the coin as player stuff. And we have the stuff that you can pick up at the top. And then we have the player. Okay, cool. What else? UI health goes on to UI stuff. UI energy stuff. Coin counter, that is on the UI. Health counter, that's UI. Energy counter, that's also UI. Health bar, that's also UI. Punching, that is player. Portal, that's going to be a tile. And ground is 10,000% a tile. Now we can fix it up the order. Just like that. We can organize stuff. Now just do things the way you want it to. What's this? Health bar back. Okay. That is 100%. Okay, this is good. So now we got everything neatly organized. Just like that. It takes a little time, but it's okay, because now it's organized forever. Now if you go on to level 2, that is not level 2, that is events. This is level 2. Now we got everything here on our things, global objects. So let's go to tiles. Let's grab a ground. And, uh-oh, this is not snapping to grid. So again, just like we did at the very start, we're going to go here on the cardinal. And we're going to click show grid. And it's going to show this the old one, right? And then we're going to set up our grid. Just like we did at the very start. We're going to make this black. We're going to make it 9.6 by 9.6. 9.6. Press apply. And now, here you go. Now it's snapping again. So let's make a little base. Just like that. So our player can move around. And we're going to grab our player stuff. And there you go, player. Let us snap on there. So now we have the beginning of level 2. Just like that. Right, cool. So now we need to go from level 1 to level 2. And how do we do that? Let's go to level 1 event. Let's close this stuff. We're moving on up. I got that stuck in my head now. Good job, me. Let's close field items. Let's close enemies. Let's close everything we don't use. All right. And we're going to copy paste the group. Let's put it all the way in the bottom. And we're going to call this changing scenes. Changing scenes. Press enter. And let's put this underneath everything. All right, let's click it. Press Shift D to make a sub event or a new event, whatever you want to call it. Let's add the condition. When the player, click player, is in collision collision with the object portal. Portal. Okay. We're going to add the action, change scene. Change the scene. You don't want to pause the scene. You don't want to do anything. It's the one with this arrow pointing towards the right. Because there's more changing scenes. Yeah, see, there's a stop the scene, pause the scene, and start a new one. You have these ones. We don't want this one. We want to just change the scene. And what this does is it stops the scene you're on. The level you're on stops completely. You change to the new one, and the old one just goes poof, just disappears. And that's what we want. And we want to change to level 2. Press OK. And that's it. So now when we collide with a portal, we get sent to level 2. And so we don't go through the entire level just to get there to test if this is working. I'm going to grab the player and I'm going to put it all the way there at the end. That way we can just press preview and check instantly. Okay, so everything works. I got a dash. I got a shot. I got a punch. Punch. I got a double jump. All right, so let's jump into the portal and bang, level 2. Cool stuff. But now, here's something. The player works, but he's not changing positions. Like, he's not turning left or turning right. And when I press dash, nothing happens. When I press shooting, nothing happens. Punching, nothing happens. What gives? Well, it's because our events are missing, right? Because level 2 has no events, 0 events, right? So all of our programming is gone. So what do we do about this? Do we copy paste the events? Do we make new ones? No, that is crazy talk. Like, do we just copy paste this whole thing? Is that why we did this? So now we can copy and then paste on the second one? Yeah, you could. That you could actually do that and you will work. There's a bit of an issue with that. Is that every time you change the code, you'd have to go to each level and update it or copy paste the whichever one you change to all of your levels. And if you have like 50 levels, that's a lot of work. You're nuts. We're never going to do that. So what is the fix to this? Well, we're going to do something like this. We're going to go here on the side. We're going to create external events. And it's going to work just like external layouts. So we're going to have the events on the side. And when we want, we're just going to plop it on the scene that we want. And if we change one event, it's going to change all of them. But before we do that, just like the external layouts, the external events need to be glued to something. They need to be glued to a scene. Right? They need to be connected to it to exist. So just so we have everything connected to a scene that's completely out of the way and we never change it, we never need to worry about, oh, if we delete the scene, is it going to mess up our external events, that kind of stuff. What we're going to do is create a new scene. And this scene is just going to exist for us to put stuff connected to it. And we're going to rename it, and we're going to call it game code. Capital game, not gain, game code. Don't delete. There you go. That way we know that this is pivotal. This is like a cornerstone of everything is connected to this. And we're telling ourselves, dude, do not delete this thing. Okay, cool. So let's go to our external events, and we're going to click the plus sign. I'm going to create one. And we're going to call this one game code. Press enter. I'm going to click it. And just like the external layout, it's going to do this. Like to edit the external yada yada yada, you need to connect it to a scene. Click choose scene. Which scene do we want to connect it to? The one we just made specifically for this kind of stuff. So game code, don't delete. Click choose. And now we can edit our external events. It's even called game code. Neatly there. So now we're going to add an event. And we're not actually going to add anything here. We're just going to use it so we can actually copy paste stuff on here. So let's go to level 1 event. And we're going to collapse this. And I'm going to select all of these. Going to select one, hold shift, click on the marker, then still holding shift. I'm going to click on the game code. Then I'm going to go and control X. I think that's the one that cuts. I know where the controls are. I just don't know their names sometimes. Like, which key is this one again? Right. And we're going to go here on game code. I'm going to select this empty event. And I'm just going to paste. Like that. And I'm going to delete this. We don't need it anymore. So now our entire code is an external event. So how do we make it work on level 1 and level 2? Because now they're empty. They got nothing. Well, we're going to add a new event, level 1. And we're going to right click. And we're going to add. And we're going to look for external events. External events. Add the link to external event. Click this one. And include events from enter external event. We're going to click here. And it's already there. Game code. And now it's work. It just works. So let's delete that thing that's empty. And we just need this. Now let's go to level 2. And let's do exactly the same thing. Add external events. Just like that. Which one? Game code. Delete. There you go. Now if I go to level 1. Press preview. Everything still works. I can shoot. I can punch. Do stuff. My platforms are moving. I forgot how slow this was. We can double jump and we can dash onto level 2. Now here, look, it's moving. But uh-oh. Now we have another issue. Our UI is kind of just sitting there. Why is our UI broken? I mean, it's still working. I'm shooting and the numbers are going down. But what gives? Also, let me just check this. I think I done goofed on one thing. Yes, I did. Wait, I need to check again because I didn't check it properly. Like that. Yes, it is okay. This is good because I can show you the difference between these things. We didn't make the health and the energy global, so we didn't put it in memory. That's why they're resetting. But this is good because now I can show you how to change this and what the difference is. Right. Anyways, we need to fix our UI. And what is happening to the UI? Well, if you go into level 2, wait, level 2, there we go. What is the difference? It's the layers. So we're still creating the external layout, but the external layout isn't being created on the UI layer because there is no UI layer. And if there's no UI layer, it's just creating it on the base layer, right? So to make this work as level 1, we need to make the layers exactly like level 1. And to do that, we just add a layer, call it UI, just like level 1. That's how level 1 is, right? Let's go level 1. Yeah, UI. And just like that, it is UI again. So we can even start at level 1 just to make sure everything's working. Let's go here, dash through it. And now, look, our UI is working. It's exactly where it's supposed to. Right, so that was changing scenes. Next episode, we're gonna fix some stuff like making the health global and the energy global, that kind of stuff. But for now, that was changing scenes. I don't think I forgot anything. We hit the portal, we changed to level 2. We have external events, we have global objects. We can create stuff in both of the levels. I think that was about it. Right. Anyways, I'll catch you guys next episode for more cool stuff and to keep building Ultra Block. I'm having a lot of fun on this. Right. Catch you guys next episode.